We want to again express our deepest gratitude to President Trump. Like I said, as a Republican president and a Democratic governor, he didn't have to do this. But President Trump is not a typical politician. I'm a Trump-ocrat.
So that's former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich back in 2020 after President Trump commuted his prison sentence almost 8 years into a 14-year term. An appeals court had already overturned some of the corruption convictions, including the charges of trying to sell or trade former President Obama's Senate seat, which was really the crux of the whole case. So now he's back in the political arena, showing up at the RNC this year, hitting the podcast circuit, talking about his experiences and what he sees going on in his Democrat Party today. Former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich joins me now. Rod, good to have you on the program. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. You know, earlier this week I interviewed Eric Adams, and he is sort of very much in the hot seat, indicted in New York City right now. Now, obviously, all of these cases have their own sets of circumstances, but he feels, I know you feel that you unfortunately started this trend of sort of weaponized political attack that can end up in jail time. And, you know, all these cases are different. I just want to make that perfectly clear. But I want to play for you what Eric Adams had to say when I asked him how he sees the charges against him. Watch this.
I clearly believe when you looked at aspects of the indictment, the manner in which this was done is clearly suspect to me. The President of the United States said his Justice Department is politicized. Donald Trump stated, Eric Adams stated. The parents who are on the FBI watch list for standing up for their children, they're saying it. There's something wrong.
So he says there's something wrong, Governor Blagojevich. You went through it. President Trump, I think, benefited actually quite a bit in the election from overreach in some of these prosecutions. What do you make of all of this?
Well, I believe this is the greatest constitutional crisis in American history since the Civil War, these weaponized prosecutors. I mean, what's the difference between a politicized, weaponized prosecutor who would trump up fake charges, inject themselves into the political process to interfere in elections, undo elections, then a dirty cop who plants a murder weapon and frames an innocent man? Now, I see Mayor Adams there, and I don't know the details of his case, but when I first heard about the charges against him, and I knew he had criticized the Biden administration with regard to its policies on illegal migrants, my first thought was every American is entitled to a presumption of innocence under the Constitution, and my personal experience tells me there ought to be a presumption of corruption on the part of some of these weaponized prosecutors who go after high political officials because they don't like their politics. They did it to me, they got away with it, they did it to President Trump, and they could very well be doing it to Mayor Adams.
So, you know, you've talked a lot about your party, and we've also heard from John Fetterman, Senator Fetterman, and also Senator Manchin in recent days about their own concerns about the party. Here's President Trump over the weekend talking about Democrats in terms of why he believes they lost this time. Watch.
When the ballots came in, the other side really didn't know what the hell hit them. If you watch television now, they're all befuddled. They've lost their confidence, and hopefully they'll lose it for a long time and then come over to our side because we want to have them.
What's your reaction to that, sir?
The Democratic Party has lost its way, and President Trump and this new Republican Party that he's created is filling the void. The Democratic Party used to be the party of working people. Now it's the party of Hollywood and the elites. The Democratic Party puts the interest of bureaucrats over parents, the interest of gangbangers and brazen retail thieves and carjackers over law-abiding citizens and police officers. Biological women are subordinated to the interests of, in sports, to the interests of trans women. Common sense has been butchered by this Democratic Party. So I think President Trump is right. And I have to tell you, Martha, I'm not the only Trump-ocrat out there. There's millions of us who supported President Trump in this new Republican Party that's putting working people first.
Okay, so you call yourself a Trump-ocrat. I think you kind of just defined it. Are you going to try to get back into politics? And if so, which party would you be in?
I don't think my wife is watching this. So just between us, you know, when you've been in politics as I have, and you feel like you got cheated, like I did, There's something about the arena, like an old boxer who got beaten in his last fight and felt he should have won that fight. There's something in me that has that desire. Having said that, my little girls, they've grown now. They suffered a lot through what we had to go through. Their dad was gone for 8 years in prison for politics, not for crimes. My wife was heroic in keeping our family together, raising our little girls and making them good kids. They're doing great. So I can't just be selfish and do this without them. And my wife, Patty, has made it clear. She might have done this on your show, but if I want to do this again, she said, I'll have to do it with my second wife. So I'd have to win my first campaign to convince her.
Well, that sounds like the door's not totally closed, but I'll let you guys talk about that over the Christmas holidays. Former Governor Rod Blagojevich, great to have you with us today. Thank you very much. It's a very relevant discussion about what's going on in politics, and we look forward to speaking with you again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.